Welcome back into the studio for the last journal play of the year. So I have got out my big magazine journal and I have pre-gessoed the pages. So I've gotten out some Liquitex pouring medium, some leftover paint from a project from a few months ago, and marble powder. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix these until I get it to like a real thick paste consistency. Because I want to play with this marble powder that I've got a few months ago and I haven't had an opportunity to really try out yet. So, I mean, not really in depth in a journal to see how it holds up, but I've done little tester projects. But I'm going to get that mixed up really well until I get it to the consistency that I want. And now I'm just going to seal that up and put it to the side and prep my background a little bit for using this in there. These are hard to find. These are Tim Holtz's Grunge board, and I think they've discontinued them, but I have been hoarding them for a long time. And these are some flourishes that I had. They both have a texture to them. They're different than each other. And I'm getting those put down with some Finnabair heavy body gel. Now, these are just some pieces of tape that I found sitting on my desk, and I figured I might as well get them decoupaged in with some other elements because, really, everything needs a little decoupage. So you'll see me putting down the tape, and then I get out some, really, they're just basically scrap pieces that I've had sitting around for a while. And I get those decoupaged down in the background. I'm not real precious about placement, because I know that I'm going to be doing a lot on top. But I also know when you decoupage, usually a little bit peeks through. So it's worth it. Now I'm pulling out the acrylic paint, pouring medium, marble powder combination, and a key card. And I'm getting that applied. I'm not being real precise about it. You can see a little bit here what nice texture that's going to give me, especially with that wrinkled paper background and all the elements I've got added on there. And I'm getting that applied down with that key card, getting it thicker around certain areas of those flourishes, those grunge board flourishes. And see where I just put that down, we're in a real thick area there. That you're going to see in the final images, you'll kind of see how bulky that is. Alright, now I have this Joggles stencil. Really, this is one of my favorite. It's actually a mask. It's one of my favorites. I think I say that about them all. But I'm going to get that down, and I'm going to use some titanium white acrylic paint and press that using a cosmetic sponge through it. And I'm going to do that all over the entire page. So I'm pushing into the background that teal color. Not hugely, but I am getting it pushed down. Actually, I was what the word I was looking for is pushed back. So the teal goes into the back. And then I'm just going to take some of the leftover acrylic paint in the titanium white and cover the flourishes. And I didn't really want to put the circular stencil or mask over the flourishes. I felt like it would be competing with it. So I refrained from that and just used the white paint over it. Now you're probably thinking, she's going back in with the teal color. This is Distress Oxide Spray by Tim Holtz in Broken China. And I am going to be using also the glossy spray from Dina Wakley in the mineral on this. And I really like how these two play off of each other. So in order to get some shadowing, which you'll see later here, I went ahead and applied the distressed oxide spray and then went over it with the gloss spray in the mineral. And in this spray bottle, I have a mixture of titanium white acrylic paint and the Liquitex airbrush medium to a 2:3 ratio, and approximately. And I'm spraying that background again with that, and I get some real cell formations, especially with the Distress Oxide spray and the gloss spray behind it. So then I let that dry completely, and I'm coming in with this Snowflake Stencil, which I apologize, I've had this thing forever and I don't know where I got it. And I'm just pushing the acrylic paint through with a cosmetic sponge and kind of going all around, more to the outside edges than on the interior part with that snowflake. I am not being very neat about it either. I'm getting a lot of squish through. You can see me wipe away some of that from the back side of the stencil, and I'm all right with that. I knew they weren't going to be real clear, but I still felt like I needed to have them in there. And now I'm going in with Lindy's spray in Whale Watch Blue, just in the center portion of these flourishes, because I just want some shadow going in there, and I want to get some metallic, which is hard to see until the final images at the end. And now I'm going in with some Lindy spray in the pearlescent, just in the background, because I wanted to get just a slight shimmer in it, and you won't be able to see this until the final pictures at all. Now I'm going in with some acrylic paint in the titanium white and just putting in some highlights. I actually go in quite a few times on this and go in with it white and highlight those flourishes. Now this is actually what was my original inspiration, was this image of this heart here that you see. And I've pulled out my Paperclay, and it was a little on the dry side, so I moistened it up and kind of put it to the side while I I've got my image underneath this piece of plastic, and now I'm going to pull that paper clay out and start building a model. And you're going to see I'm going to end up working this clay for quite a while to get it re-situated. And then I'm going to get that placed down and into the shape of a heart. And then I'm going to come in with this really fun, I've used this, you've seen me use it in the inspiration stick video. It's just a piece of packaging, and it just has this wonderful texture to it. And I'm going to use that to texturize the top of this heart. I'm going to place an iCard in the upper right hand corner for you that'll show you the video for the inspiration stick, so you can see how I use the same piece of packaging in that. So now I've allowed the heart to dry. It did need to dry overnight, so I did let it completely dry before I'm moving forward with coloring it with this Distress Oxide spray, etc. As always, down in the description box I have a list of all the supplies used, as well as where you can find me on other social media or on the internet. And also please know that there are links listed with the supplies I've used. These are either to my Etsy store or to an affiliate link, and I only link to products that I have used, tested, or prefer to use. I may receive a small compensation, but there's never any additional cost to you. So using the links really help me put supplies on my art table and keep my channel content coming to you. Now you're going to see here, I did not film this for some reason, but I did put some of the Lindy spray around the outside edge of the heart just to give it some shadowing effect. And you'll see how I continue on that same path here after I get it secured down to the page. Now I am going in with the Stabilo All pencil in black and one in blue, and I was really happy with the discovery of how these two mix together. So yeah, it was a nice, wonderful little surprise. I did want to take the opportunity and let you know, my YouTube peeps, that I am changing up my art journaling each month. Now I am going to still continue to do at least one art journaling video each month, but I am doing a personal challenge next year. And I thought this was a good opportunity to kind of talk to you about that. It will go up on my YouTube channel around, I'm shooting for the 15th of each month. It is going to be a personal challenge for me. It is something that feels completely intimidating. However, I know it will push me out of my head and into that intuitive space. So I'm sure there will be sessions where I'm going to have to give myself a little grace with it. So the thing that's, I'm calling it 12 and 12 for 30. So it's one layout a month for 12 months, 12 and 12. So, and then for 30 minutes. So I'm giving myself a 30-minute time limit. Now, like I said, I'm sure that I'm going to need to, at some days, give myself a little grace on that. So I'm not going to be too hard pressed. The other thing that's going to be a little different is I'm going to work in a single art journal instead of switching it out every month. I am doing that because I want to see my progression. And so I'm going to be working in the Delusions 8x8 creative journal. And I am going to be using the hashtag 12IN12FOR30. And if you find yourself inspired by something that I'm doing and you do something similar, working in a layout for 30 minutes, use the hashtag. Please, I'd love to see what you're doing. I will be following that. But I am sure that I will be doing a lot of additional art journaling things in my other art journals, so it's not going to be so boring for you all. I do have a lot of new stuff planned for next year, and I'm excited about the future and getting out of this whole COVID year. Please take the time to like this video if you do, and subscribe if you haven't.